Hi, welcome to another edition of Eating Sharp. I'm your host, Lynn Sharp, and today I'm going to show you a cinnamon roll recipe now that you have the really simple bread recipe that you can make very easily. And here's the link if you haven't seen that so that you can practice making bread before you move into something a little more difficult that does take some kneading and some little extra finesse to make it. So in here I have 7.5 cups of flour. I have 2 tablespoons of baking powder. I have 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and I have 6 tablespoons of sugar. Okay, I've blended together here first. Now in this cup I have 3 tablespoons of yeast with 3/4 cup of water at about 100 degrees, and I have this just activating a little bit. So next we're going to add a whole cup of butter, and we're going to cut this in, and we want it to become that crumbly type. And I've got my pastry cutter here, and I'm just going to cut all this butter into the flour, and it'll come out crumbly. So while I do that, you guys take a break, and I'll show you what this looks like in just a few minutes. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. I've got it all cut in, and you can tell it's ready to go when you can make a clump out of it by just squeezing your hands, and that's, you know that it's all cut in. Okay, to this I'm going to add the yeast. I want a little spoon to try to scrape out all that extra yeast in there. And I'm also going to add 2 1/4 cups of water at about that 100 degrees. Okay, you can use it to rinse out the yeast, just like that. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and mix this together. It's going to come together a little doughy. And let's see how we get it here. Just take your time, make sure you get it all mixed in. You can smell that yeast in there. It smells really good. It smells like bread already. Okay. You get all that flour mixed at the bottom. You know, I really love these old or these used ice cream containers. They really make good bowls to do your mixing of your bread in. Okay. Just like this. We want to mix it until it gets a little glutened and everything is mixed together. Okay? You'll have to, on this kind of bowl, you'll have to scrape near the bottom to make sure all that flour gets mixed in. Okay? Just like this. It'll be a little wetter than the artisan bread recipe. So if you've done the artisan bread recipe, you'll be able to tell that it's a little wetter. Okay, takes a little more muscle in this one. Okay, once you get it all together, you can tell it's a little sticky, and it's all mixed well. Okay. Okay, I'm going to let this rest for about 10 minutes covered. So while that rests, you guys take a break, and we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. Now I've taken, and I've divided the dough into 4 parts, and I'm kneading it. I put it a little flour underneath, a little flour on top. And we just want to get that into a nice glutened status. And you'll be able to tell when it becomes glutened. You just fold this dough over and push it in with your palm of your hand. It just feels like a nice ball of dough. It's not really sticky, and then you'll just form it into a ball, put a little flour on top like this. It doesn't take very long to knead this one, and just set it on a sheet pan with some flour on it. Now we're going to let this rest another 10 minutes, then we're going to roll it out and make our cinnamon rolls. So while this rests, take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. My dough has rested for that extra 10 minutes. I have them here. You can see that they have puffed up a little bit. I've got one here. I've floured the table and I put a little flour on top, plus I floured the rolling pin. Also, I have gotten ready my sheet pan that I sprayed with some cooking oil that I'm going to put the cinnamon rolls on so that they can rise again before we put them down in the oven. I also have some butter melted, which we're going to use, and I have cinnamon sugar mixture that we'll use. So you just want to roll the dough out, and you want to roll it so it's about a ½ inch thick, and you want to go oblong with it. And you'll understand the oblong when we go to roll it up. That's what makes our cinnamon roll, is the oblongness of this. Just like that, that one is ready. It doesn't take very long. It's a little thin. I'm going to pick it up so it can come back together. There, it's a little thicker now. Now I'm going to go ahead and brush this with the butter. You can just brush this all over to make sure you get right to the edges, like this. A little butter all the way through. Okay. Just like that. Next, you're going to graciously sprinkle it with the cinnamon and sugar, like this. Just pile that sugar and the cinnamon on there. Now, some recipes or some people like to put the sugar on and then they like to sprinkle the cinnamon on afterwards. You can do it either way. I like to mix it. That way I have a nice mixture of the cinnamon and sugar. Now you're just going to roll this up, just going one end to the other, like this. You could put raisins in here, you could put nuts in here, you could almost do anything you want in the middle of this to make it unique to your own family. This is a family recipe if I haven't told you already. Okay, just like that. These are going to be a smaller cinnamon roll, and that's okay. So I don't want to cut right here on my table, so I'm going to cut them right here on my cutting board. Get a knife out here. And these are going to be a little small. That's okay. Get my thing here. We'll put them right on here. Cut them about 1 inch and put them about a ½ inch together because they'll rise again. We'll let these rise for about 30 to 40 minutes. And just cut these across just like that. And put them on here. Move this guy down so I'm not cutting on the table. Just like that. You do want to have them close enough so that when they rise up, they're all sticking together. That just makes cinnamon rolls so much better. When they're all sticking together and you have to pull them apart, that just makes it really nice. Okay. Just do them like this across your board, or your, excuse me, across your sheet pan. Now it looks like I need to do another one to fill this up. So while I do another one, you guys take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I let them raise for about 40 minutes and you can see how nice and puffy they have gotten. Now I'm going to go ahead and brush them with a little butter before I put them into my oven. Now it's going to be a 400-degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now the last one that I did today, I put some chopped up pecans in the middle with some raisins along with the cinnamon and sugar. So these are going to be a little nutty and a little fruity with the raisins. So let me get these guys buttered up and into the oven, and we'll be right back. Whoops. We'll be right back to show you them come right out of the oven. We'll be right back. Okay, while the cinnamon rolls are in the oven, we're going to go ahead and make up the glaze to put on them when they come out of the oven, because you want to put it on when they're hot. So I've got about 3 cups of powdered sugar in here, And I'm going to put about a tablespoon or so of vanilla. And that just gives it a little extra flavor. And then I'm going to use half and half because it's really going to give it a nice richness. You can use milk or water, but I like the half and half. It gives it a little richness. Let me just mix this in. And you'll want this between a frosting and a glaze consistency. So you just want to mix and add a little bit more vanilla, or excuse me, half and half, until you get it to the right consistency. Now don't worry, if you put a little bit too much half and half in, you can always add a little bit more powdered sugar and that'll tighten it right back up. And it just takes a second to mix that all in. And as you can see here, now I have the consistency of a glaze, between the glaze and a frosting. Okay? And that's all you need to do for your frosting. Just like that. When it comes out of the oven, I'll show you how to dress up those cinnamon rolls and make them ooey gooey delicious for your family and friends. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. These I just took out of the oven. They're ready to go and be dressed up. Look at that nice golden brown color, and they really filled out the cookie sheet just like I wanted it to do. So these I've already dressed up. You can see it already has the icing on there. So I'm going to do these, and all you do is just scoop your whisk and drizzle it right on to the cinnamon rolls, just like this. Just gooey them up nice like this. You can use a rubber spatula if you want to spread them out, spread the glaze out a little bit more, or you can just use your whisk like I have here. We'll just finish these up like this. They are going to be too hot for me to try, but let me tell you, smelling them, I know they're going to be delicious for my family and my friends. So let me just finish these up, and you guys have a great day baking. If you go ahead and try this recipe, it does make your house smell really warm and inviting to whoever comes over. So until next time, this is Lynn Sharp with Eating Sharp, and remember, it's all about the food. Bye-bye.